Sword and Shield. Might as well call it the Shield and Sword, since in Rise, you are likely using the shield more than the sword. However, in Sunbreak, there's a chance we'll see a large shift in the Sword and Shield meta playstyle. In this video, I want to dive deeper into Elemental Sword and Shields, which is currently niche, but still quite powerful and could potentially be the optimal playstyle for Sunbreak. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more Monster Hunter content, then consider subscribing. So for Elemental Sword and Shields, I recommend that you use the following switch skills. Drill Slash is the obvious choice here since it's basically meant for elemental damage. For the second switch skill, Advancing Slash will be the better choice since it's faster, and part of Sliding Slash's main source of damage is the Falling Bash. And because we are building for elemental damage, we want to do as few shield hits as possible. For the third slot, I still recommend that you pick MHRise over Windmill. Now that might contradict what I just said a few seconds ago, but MHRise is still very strong and deals a ton of stun damage, making it absurdly good for KOing the monster a few times per hunt. Besides, even though Windmill is 7 sword hits, it doesn't actually do as much elemental damage as you might think. According to this spreadsheet, which I'll link in the description, the first 6 hits have an elemental modifier of 0.7. I guess Capcom really doesn't want Windmill to be very good. Alright, now let's talk about optimal combos. To summarize what I said in my Advanced Sword and Shield tutorial, you should use the Drill Slash combo for longer openings and the Lateral Slash Return Stroke combo for shorter openings. And while this is generally still true, another combo to try is the following: Lateral Slash, Return Stroke, Round Slash, Chop, and Repeat. This combo is great for a few reasons, the first being that it actually does more elemental DPS than the Drill Slash combo, while still having decent raw DPS, making this combo deceptively powerful. The second reason is that the combo is great for repositioning yourself since you can perform Round Slash in any direction while also moving forward a little bit, so if you ever find yourself positioned poorly, you can use Round Slash to fix that while also dealing good damage. The third reason is that the combo is very non-committal compared to Drill Slash, meaning you can roll or backstep out of the combo more easily if you need to dodge an incoming attack. Now that we have the general playstyle out of the way, let's talk about the best sword and shields for each element. For this video, I'll avoid talking about the Rampage sword and shield since it's not that great for element anyways. Starting off with fire, we have the Blazing Falchion. An example build will look something like this. For the Rampage skill, you want to pick Element Exploit, which will increase elemental damage by 30% when attacking an element hit zone of 25 or more. Fire Tech 5, Weakness Exploit, Crit Boost, Crit Eye, and some Sharpness Management skills are must-haves for this build. My choice for Sharpness Management is Protective Polish. Additionally, Teostra's Blessing level 1 also increases our fire damage by an additional 5%, which is a nice little bonus. For the best water SNS, well, there are kinda none. The two best candidates are the Kurenari Ogi and the Master Odyssey, but both have massive flaws. While the Kurenari Ogi has good raw, it has poor element, and while the Master Odyssey has good element, it has poor raw. Capcom, why? But I guess for completion's sake, I'll show an example build for the Kurenari Ogi. For the Rampage skill, you can pick either Attack Boost 3 or Water Attack 2. Because it gets White Sharpness with Handicraft level 1, putting it in the build is very worth it. Otherwise, the build is very similar to the last one. For Thunder, my personal pick would be the Despot's Crookbolt. For the Rampage skill, I recommend picking either Attack Boost 2 or Thunder Attack 2. Although if you plan on using Despot's Crookbolt strictly for aquatic monsters like Somnicanth, then go for anti-aquatic species. And if you plan on using it for flying monsters, you can even get anti-aerial species if you apply the Rampage skill on the Bichaten Sword and Shield, and upgrade it to the Despot's Crookbolt. Again, for this build, it is worth adding Handicraft level 2 into the build to get that White Sharpness. The best Ice Sword and Shield is going to be the Daura's Razor. Its unique Rampage skill Kurshala Daura's Soul increases affinity by 25 after landing a single hit on a monster, and increases affinity by additional 5 after landing 4 more hits. The affinity buff lasts for about 6 seconds after your last hit, but as long as you are continuously attacking the monster, you should almost always have the plus 30 affinity, making this Rampage skill a no-brainer. And because of this build doesn't need to build for any critical eye, so we can instead build for other skills like Attack Boost. This build even has a level of offensive guard and latent power, which is a nice little bonus. And finally, for Dragon, we have the Vermilion Orgul. For the Rampage skill, you can pick either Attack Boost 3 or Wyvern Exploit, Technically, Wyvern Exploit is better when fighting Rathian or Rathalos, but the difference in EFR is less than 1%, so it really doesn't matter too much. As for the build, we have Master's Touch instead of Protective Polish. You could instead go for more attack boost instead of Master's Touch, but unless you are speedrunning it and know what you're doing, then you'll run the risk of dropping to Red Sharpness, which is absolutely not ideal during combat. And that's it, so those were 5 examples of Elemental Sword and Shield builds. They are still quite strong, and for some matchups even outperform Raw Sword and Shield, so go ahead and give Elemental Sword and Shield a try if you haven't already. And who knows, maybe Elemental Sword and Shield will be the way to go for Sunbreak. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, that is all I have for this video. Let me know in the comments if there's something you want to add, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and I'll see you next time.